I'm kind of scared that we don't know what we're doing again.
I just want to compliment you if you guys are on Patreon. Nikki, I wanted to compliment her earlier, but I want you guys to hear it. She looks like a cyberpunk goth right now because her makeup is like on point, and then
Thank
plus
you.
the lights look like you're in the future.
Let's pretend that we did this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, welcome to Creepy Conversations. I'm Nikki with a rainbow eyeshadow.
And I'm Kalai, and I want to burp, but I know that it is going to sound so crisp. By the way, I have a new microphone, and I don't know how to quite use it yet, so you might...
There's fluctuations in the volume.
It might be inconsistent. I might suddenly sound like I'm in your brain.
Seriously, you guys, like you'll get what we mean as we go along. Like,
Yeah,
seriously.
it'll happen throughout the recording.
So, what is the topic for today? Because as usual, I never know what we're talking about until the day of the recording.
Yeah, I always forget to tell Nikki. And whenever I do remember, it's like on the day of us recording. So I'm like, yo, by the way, we're going to be talking about this. But yeah, our last 3 episodes have been dark, like hella dark.
Mm-hmm.
So this week I decided to cover like a topic that's a bit lighter so that we can all enjoy. So no true crime this week. I thought I wanted to cover a creature from Japan, but as I was like researching about it this week, I was like, this is dark and sad. So I paused that project and we'll cover it in the future. So this is like a teaser, but not now. Also, another one last disclaimer. It's been a month, I think, since Nikki and I last recorded an episode together. So, like, I want to ease into something that we can make a lot of mistakes. Because I'm sure I'll be making a whole truckload of mistakes because I don't know how to talk. You should, if you're on Patreon, we have pre-game, which, like, we talk about whatever.
Yeah. You're gonna see our struggle. Like, how this setup came to be.
Yeah, how Nikki arrived in the future. That's how it is. So yeah, this week we're back in Southeast Asia, baby. So yeah, we're going to be covering a ghost in Malaysia. She's famous for a certain part of her body.
Okay.
We're going to be covering the Hantu Tetek. If you know who this ghost is, you know you're in for a ride. She's definitely famous in Malaysia because parents use her to scare their children not to go out at night. So, but anyway, sources for this episode, the website Jin Fandom, and the news by Yahoo Singapore. That's it.
Sorry, I googled. Yes,
I'll
no,
let you know.
I didn't read, but the first results were interesting. So, well,
yeah. She's also like my favorite creature. I feel like my favorite non-Filipino creature.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, you'll know why. So I came across this creature, I think like last February or March when I was researching another creature in Malaysia, and then people on Twitter were simping for her.
What?
Yeah. So who is she? Who is the Hantu Tetek? She is known as the breast ghost or nipple ghost of Malaysia. According to legends,
Okay.
the Hantu Tetek is a Balinese witch. I think she's kind of like the Layak. I covered the Layak in a shorty before. Like, they're like the Balinese witches, and like the queen mother of the Layak, Rangda, is known for her like big pendulous breasts.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say like big tits.
Big bitties, big titties. But the Layak can't leave Bali to go to different parts of Indonesia, so they're like, the Layak are like stuck. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. They're stuck in Bali, so she might be another creature that I covered in Indonesia, the Wewe Gombel, who's like also known for her papayas.
That was the shorty.
Yeah, I also covered her in a shorty. But yeah, Hantu Tetek is like based on like the Malaysian literature and legends. She's a Balinese witch. But also, what's up with Bali? Like there's like a lot of like mysticism and like magic there, and I think that's why it's such a beautiful place, because of all the magic.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, that's what I noticed. Usually for tourist spots, they have very colorful stories and history. I don't know why that is, but it's cool.
It's cool. Yeah, even in the Philippines, the witchcraft capital here in the Philippines is Sikihor.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful. So yeah.
It is. You can get like love potions as souvenirs there.
And
like,
curses
legit.
too.
Yes. Why are we saying this anyway?
Yeah, also like whenever you get lost in like a forest or like an abandoned area that's taken by nature, you get the feeling that there's like a presence around you, or like something's watching you, so you don't want to disturb something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. So anyway, let's go back to Hantu Tetek. So what does she look like? She is described as an old woman who at night captures children and sometimes young men. In order to trick these children or young men, she would disguise herself as a beautiful young woman with smooth, pale skin and big, beautiful breasts. Sorry, I'm being disgusting. But yeah, that's her like selling point, her boobs or her breasts. And then once you fall in love with her or like fall for her tricks, she will lead you into like a dark alley where she will show her true self.
We really have men figured out. Like just the thought that this is the description of how she lures them. It's like, yes, men are like this.
She's like, they're all pervs, so this is what I will look like to capture these pervs. So yeah, her true self. She has saggy, wrinkly skin that's full of warts all over her body and her face. She also has long, sharp nails and like really disgusting yellow teeth that's also sharp. And she has a long, sharp tongue, which is like, I noticed in like Southeast Asian folklore, we love long tongues down here.
I know. It's like, what is this? Maybe, okay, this is just a theory, but maybe it's because it relates back to snakes. But I don't know. I mean, snakes are common where we're from, and they're not like the best kinds of animals you'd have around.
Yeah, it could be. Also, like, people with long tongues are terrifying. Not like actual humans, but like, you know, creatures with like long tongues are like, ew, what are you doing?
Or the Komodo dragon. Maybe that's it. I don't know. A lot of the
that
reptiles.
from Australia?
We have one in Indonesia.
Oh.
Natural. Just, oh my god, your stereotyping is like every fucking crazy creature belongs in Australia.
Like, scary Australian.
Immediately.
That's their stereotype. But yeah, where was I? Oh yeah. So that's her true self, but she's not going to kill you using her like long, sharp nails or her teeth or her tongue. She's going to kill you with her big, saggy, almost snake-like breasts.
What? Almost snake-like?
Yeah. Snake-like. What did I say almost? But like snake-like breasts.
How does that work? How saggy can they get?
They're magical boobs that can like start. I'll explain later.
Can you imagine? It's like, oh, I'm gonna strangle you with my boobs. What?
I feel like that's like every guy's dream.
I'm gonna what?
I'm sorry. Am I being disgusting?
This is worse than our Kappa episode.
I'm stereotyping men to be like, ah, yes, kill me with your big, beautiful breasts.
I mean, I believe that we're technically not 100% wrong here. So
Yeah. I feel like 90% of men, if you ask them, how would you want to die if you could choose your death? I feel like they would say, yeah, sure, I would love to be suffocated by biddies.
but there's a difference in asphyxiation versus like strangulation.
Yeah.
I feel like her boobs are like so saggy you can literally like wrap it around your neck.
She does a lot of things. She can either like suffocate you or later on. But remember, her favorite victims are children. So somebody call Child Protective Services because she's suffocating children with her biddies. That's not legal, people. Wait for them to turn 18 before you do that.
Oh my god. That's insane. I don't like it.
I feel like we're gonna get canceled because of this episode. Dude, we are not objectifying women. It's just her because she's using her body. She's empowering herself to,
We did not make up this creature, okay? So this is not on us.
yeah. This is on Malaysia. No, I'm just kidding.
We still want
Trying
to
to get
travel.
canceled by an entire country.
The Malaysians have left the chat.
Dude, we love Malaysia. We've been to Malaysia twice. Their food's great.
Oh, I love their food and their music, the art scene. Now we're just kissing ass. Anyway,
Kissing ass. Also, if you're like back to Hantu Tetek, if you're like a young man, like I mentioned earlier, or like a teenager or a young adult that's identifies as a man, that's gotta be like your worst nightmare. Like, could you imagine you're like, oh, a hot girl inviting me, we're about to do it. You're like, yeah, boy, I'm ready to motorboat these melons. Or whatever the fuck perverts say. I don't know. But then she turns into like a scary, disgusting creature. You're like, ah, damn, I was about to get laid, but now, nah, I'm dying. Serves
I
them
hate
right,
it.
because they're most likely pervs trying to take advantage of like a
Yes, because
beautiful young woman.
if you were a respectable person, that whole shit would not have worked. You would have taken her out to dinner like a normal human being. Took her out on a date, yeah?
And yeah, you would have like not like gone out with her.
Is there a difference to my video?
Yeah, there's a difference.
I figured it out. But anyway,
But yeah, sorry if you're on Patreon, you can see what we're talking about. But yeah, what was I talking about? I like blanked out because of the perverts. Also, yeah, she kills children. I feel like it also serves them right because they didn't listen to their parents who warned them about Hantu Tetek.
we're really like, oh, if you don't listen to your mom and dad, you're gonna die. And you deserve
You're gonna
death.
die.
You deserve to die.
Parents, we got you. Let your children listen to this. You're gonna die if you don't listen to your mom and dad.
Jesus, this is why we can't be parents. This is why we don't want children. We were not born to be parents.
Could you imagine us having children? Like, yeah, go out there, have someone kill you, suffocate you with their tits.
Okay, anyway, you were mentioning about her boobs.
Yeah.
That does not no.
Technically, yeah. She's known to like never leave any survivors since no one has claimed to have survived her breast attacks. So why did I say that? Well, technically they are. right?
This takes like chest attack or like heart attack to a whole new level.
Chest.
I don't know.
How did he die? He got attacked by boobs.
Death by boobs. What?
It doesn't sound bad if like you didn't
weird.
know how she looks like. The men are probably like, yeah, he died. High
Like, where
five.
do I
Like,
sign up?
high fiving.
Where is the application form?
Barney Stinson's like, me. Volunteers as tribute. We're talking about How I Met Your Mother, guys.
Oh my god. Anyway, I think we need to move forward because this is not going anywhere.
I'm so sorry. As you can tell, we haven't done this in a month. So we are like stuck in a loop. But yeah, so no one has survived her breast attacks, and in some stories, her breasts are not in the front where they usually are, but they're in the back, and she suffocates you by lying down on you and suffocates you with her back breasts.
How does this work? How does, like, Quasimodo, hi? What? I'm so confused.
Could you imagine, like, the beautiful young woman, suddenly, like, her breasts have, like, gone flat, and then you're like, yo, what is that growing behind you? And she's like, surprise!
For all we know, this is, like, cyst. And, because, you know, with cyst, you can move it around. So maybe she's like, whoop! Now they're in the back. I really just did that. I wish I didn't do that because I just realized that we were recording the video.
I feel like this whole episode is illegal. Like, should we go to jail for covering this?
This is such a train wreck.
Another thing, in some stories, in her true form, her big breasts can become snake-like and can move on her command. That's gotta be some, like, great muscle work. Could you imagine if that's in the back and then, like, suddenly... It's gotta be confusing because, you know, it's from the back and then, like, it moves. I don't know how it works. But
I'm
also,
trying to, like, what is the thought process here when you decided to cover this?
I just was like, I don't want to cover something dark because my brain isn't ready. So let's cover this.
So let's go with boobs. It's like everyone loves boobs.
Everyone loves.
Yes,
they're
that is
beautiful.
true.
See, everyone loves it. Anyway, but when you come to think about it, it's a really cool feature because you get mugged in the dark. You punch your attacker with your breasts. They're never gonna see it coming. Right? Poke them in the eye with your nipple. I am so sorry for saying that. I'm gonna stop now.
I can't breathe. Jesus Christ. Ah. You did not have to say that out loud. I feel like this should have stayed in drafts. I watched too much TikTok.
Let's remove that. Shit, that should have been like a chat to you, like in the
Yes.
This is what goes on in my mind sometimes, people. I'm so sorry.
Can you imagine if your microphone decided to like pick up on that and people are like hearing it in their heads, like poke you in the eye with a nipple? Thank you.
It sounds like something the Japanese would come up as like an anime thing.
That is true.
Right?
But
Malaysians thought about it first.
We just gave a fandom, I guess, like ideas. Next thing we know, we're gonna see this in the internet. People drawing like anime versions of this. That's fucking...
Let me tell you, on Twitter...
This is hentai.
No, on Twitter, she's got like a whole bunch of people simping for her.
I'm gonna check it out.
There's one that said, I really don't mind to be killed by Hantu Kopek, because she's also known as Hantu Kopek in some parts of Malaysia. And then there was one that tweeted, now how do I summon a big titty ghost?
I swear to God, people, like, this is what COVID does to people now.
This is Gen Z mind, people. You just know that whoever tweeted this is from Gen Z. And then the last one that I found that are in English, living in this world, and then the X, and then the second one is being safe and warm in the pocket dimension between a Hantu Tetek's massive honkers. Check.
I hate this. There's like a lot here, and yeah, I can't read this out loud. This is too, yeah. This episode is literally illegal. I swear.
This is our most X-rated episode. This is worse than... Is this worse than Kappa? I feel like Kappa is like the worst. Because of what they do.
Actually, yes. So the Kappas are like next level, I feel, violated kind of situation. But this is slowly getting there.
Yeah, a close second.
Yes.
So yeah, the Hantu Tetek is also featured in, even her name sounds itchy.
Yes, because of like the last. Okay, so if you guys are from Southeast Asia, I think that word for the chest area sounds the same in different languages.
Yeah. Tetek.
So, yeah. So that's why it sounds like, no, this is wrong.
Yeah. It sounds close to what we call the breasts in our language. I'm not going to say it. But
Also in Indonesian, actually. I found out.
That's why to us it sounds illegal. Even her name
Yes,
sounds illegal.
The name needs to be censored as well. But, okay, getting back.
There's also a movie in Malaysia. It's a Malaysian horror comedy film about the Hantu Tetek called Hantu Kak Lima Balik Rumah. The English version is Kak Lima's Ghost Goes Home. And I saw a clip of it. And it is so fucking stupid. Like, it is like the classic horror comedy.
I love those.
Asian type.
I
So
love those.
one clip that I found, I'm totally spoiling you guys, but there's like a part where they were like, I think they were trying to attack her, and then they opened a door and suddenly bras were like flying out of the door. And they were like holding their like weapons, and the dudes were like in one huddle all scared. And then there was this one dude at the back who kept like, something was like, what do you
Poking
call
him?
this?
Or like
Poking
tapping?
him. Yeah, and then when he turned around, it was like the breast.
I knew it!
It is so stupid. Like, who fucking thinks of this shit? And this was like, I feel like in like the 90s based on their like clothing.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
god.
shit. Why did you make a movie out of
I actually want to encourage the creepers to immerse themselves in Asian horror comedies because they're really entertaining. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's such a breath of fresh air compared to the Western movies.
Yeah, and it's so fucking like, if you want a like feel good stupid movie,
Yeah.
watch Asian horror comedy films. Because we're like, you know how the stereotype of Asians are like smart, but whenever we want to get dumb, we're like, we wanna be stupid and show you how stupid we can get.
We're overachievers that way. So if we go smart, we're like fucking smart. But if we go dumb, we're idiots.
Yeah. That's how we roll. Yeah. There's also another, like, a traditional dance. But this one is like a Perankan Hindu dance. It's a traditional Perankan Hindu dance which portrays Hantu Tetek as devils with pendulous breasts who are the followers of Shiva, which Shiva, if you want to know more about him, I covered him in a shorty. So yeah, that is Hantu Tetek, the breast ghost of Malaysia. But really quick side note, this reminds me of the pre-colonial Bisaya belief, which is like Nikki and I's. What do you call the Bisaya? Like our tribe?
You know what? I actually don't know. Group. Indigenous
Like a
group?
Filipino ethnic
that-
group.
Kinda. Let's call it that.
Yeah, let's call it that. But yeah, that's where probably we're from, right? Because we speak the Bisaya language.
Not probably. That is where we're
No, because like we're already mixed, so we don't know.
Tomato.
Yeah, so that's us. But the pre-colonial Bisaya belief is that earthquakes are caused by a huge woman underground shaking her really big breasts. I only found out about it while I was searching Hantu Tetek. So that's like one of our like fables. Anyway, so yeah, we don't know because our fucking history, whoever chooses our curriculum for history, they don't include our pre-colonial stuff. But yeah, this is fun because when you think about it, Southeast Asians are obsessed. We're obsessed with biddies.
Yeah. Okay, I have a theory here though. I think it's because we were so sex positive before the whole place is colonized. So
Yeah.
we were okay with this. It's funny. Because if you come to think of it, I think this would have been normal, or it would have sounded normal if that's what we continued to grow up to.
Yeah.
Not like, you know.
Now it's all like, we feel like it's a taboo and shit, but it's not really because it's like the human body is a beautiful. That's why we have fun talking about it. Also, this whole thing just reminded me of like in the news, I think this was back in May, the story, yeah, like it's a different part of the body, but it's kind of the same story. And this is a true story because it's in the news. It's about the Russian woman that accidentally murdered her husband by suffocating him with
her tits.
butt.
Oh, right. I kind of heard of this, but from last podcast on the left.
Yeah. I think they were talking about it too. But I found the story, I think it was on Twitter, and what she was doing was she was trying to calm her husband down because he was being hysterical and because he was drunk. So
Okay.
she decided to calm him down
With her
by
ass.
sitting on his face.
I have so many questions, but the biggest one is, what was the thought process? How would you think, like, oh, you know what? This person is hysterical. I'm going to sit on his face.
I think
What?
they were like into doing that. Like, that's not like the first time she did that, from what I understand.
Can you
That's
imagine
why-
the conversation that goes on here? It's like, babe, the moment I get hysterical, sit on my fucking face. I will start to calm down that way. Like, how? I have so many questions.
Or
How did
like-
it get there?
Or like, babe, I'm having an anxiety attack right now. Sit on
me."
my face. How?
Or what if it was the woman who kind of thought, like, you know what? This will calm you down. And the guy was just like, I think that will work. Go ahead, do it.
Also, like, if he was being hysterical, how did she like wrestle him down and like bam, like sit on his face?
Right?
Sitting on someone's face isn't easy. So how did you guys get to that? And then the thing with her is that his daughter, the daughter of the dude that died, saw them because they were creating like a huge fight, she saw them, called their neighbor for help to get the woman off the man. If you can see Nikki's face right now, it's the best.
I am so confused because, like, you needed help to get off. Like,
no, I don't think she needed help to get off. It was just the daughter needed help from someone to get the woman off. So their neighbor arrived to, like, because he thought it was, like, something else. But then he arrived, and then he saw what was happening, and then he was like, well, this is just a domestic argument. And then the neighbor left. He probably went into the room and was like, nope. You know, he noped the fuck out.
I'm sorry to disturb you guys. Bye.
After seeing what he was seeing, he was probably like, now I need therapy.
No, but, like, if they had an argument, I really doubt that she was trying to calm him down. I swear. Like, that's so...
But I feel like, because based on, she wasn't charged with murder. She was, like, something, like, I forgot what her charges were, but it wasn't murder because, like, it's, like, a thing that they do.
Take notes, you guys, for your rich husbands, your rich old husbands. This is what you do.
The dude isn't old, by the way. He's, like...
Yeah, he's not. But I'm just saying.
Shit. If you're a sugar baby, you know. We're not encouraging you to murder. What we mean is that if your significant other is having an anxiety attack, you know, maybe you can sit on their face to calm them down.
This doesn't sound right. I swear. What is up? This is the thirsty episode.
Do not
talk
listen
about
to
tits
this.
And sitting on face.
We should have did a disclaimer at the beginning. Do not listen to this in your car with other people.
Warning, graphic, I don't know, graphic content ahead. We were not aware this is where it was gonna go, okay? So, yeah, we're just as surprised as you guys are.
We don't know what goes on in our brain. We don't know what stories reminds us of what.
Everything is just word vomit.
Yeah. Dude, this whole episode is word vomit for me.
No,
the shit that I've said in this episode, like, where did this come from?
We're just as surprised as you guys are, so we're on the same playing field here.
Yeah. So, we gave you guys 2 awesome stories about Hantu Tetek and then the Russian woman. It's not really that awesome because someone died, but it's like a good story to tell your friends.
Yeah,
right?
I guess, like, it's a learning experience. If you want to calm someone down, like, no, they should not sit on their face because you end up killing someone. So just take note of that. That's not a consideration.
You could break someone's neck by... You've seen those posts on Twitter where they're at the hospital? Because... God, we're going straight to hell in this episode. Let's go for a ride down deeper to hell. But
we're already here.
Posts on Twitter that they have like photos of themselves in the hospital with a broken neck because their significant others sat on their faces too hard. So be careful when you guys do that.
That's funny because I see men complain that, oh, don't hover.
I thought you were going to say, oh, because that happened to me.
Jesus, no!
Like, dude, I did not know about this.
Vanilla for this. It's like we're hoe in spirit, but not in action. So, no!
It's COVID season, so there's
Jesus.
nothing going on.
We're dry here.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
shit.
Anyway, wow, yes. If you guys have stories for us to cover, you can reach us at our website.
Let's end this whole episode because it's going downhill.
this whole thing is illegal. We might as well just like cancel ourselves and this episode. Yeah, if you have stories to share, hit us at creepyconversations.com or our socials. That's creepy
If
convos.
you're a survivor, right? If you're a survivor of Hantu Tetek,
Or someone
let
sitting
us
on your
know
face.
how it went. Dude, no, I do not want to receive emails from people that are like, "Oh, I'm a survivor." Erase that. Shit.
I want to dig a hole
Jesus.
and then just like cover
Also,
myself in gravel.
but
I'm
dude-
done here.
Could you imagine the kids that grew up, the kids whose parents scared them to not go out because Hantu Tetek was outside? Like, what type of like therapy do you guys need? Why did your parents like do that? Why did they choose Hantu Tetek to scare you? I'm sure there are like other urban legends in Malaysia.
Passed down from generation to generation. I don't know.
I wonder how this whole story came about.
Like, who started it, right? Who thought of this? Like, you know what? I'll come up with a person, a creature that has murderous tits.
Murderous snake-like tits that can move in command.
Yeah,
What kind of pervert made that up?
I don't know. Like, what?
Or this could be just like another like patriarchy thing, or the attack on women, that women have murderous breasts. They can like trick you.
Control their tits to strangle you.
Right? What happened in the past for this whole story to like happen?
I have so many questions, but if you guys don't want to cancel us, please subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your podcasts too. And if you also want to see bonus content, the video for this episode, become a patron on patreon.com/creepyconvos. We are so done here. I don't know anymore.
We don't know how to end this anymore.
Yes. But yeah, thanks for creeping, you fucking creeper.
And remember, Hantu Tetek could strangle you and be watching you. Bye.